Hello everyone, I'm Bra Mithra. I'm once again joined by Adam Poots, designer of Kingdom Death. Thank you so much for joining me for a second time here at GenCon 25.
Always. What do you got for me this time?
Today we're doing lore stuff. So these questions are, I've taken some from the community, then we fine-tune them. Myself and another member named Luna Man, who I didn't name drop last time, and I heard all about it.
All right.
So there we go.
So thank you for showing me the questions beforehand. I gave them a scan. There's some things I can answer, some I can't.
Sure.
Some I'll do my best to give as much as I can.
Sure.
But, you know.
Sounds good to me, because we got a doozy to start.
Yeah.
So, what is the other?
Can't talk about it.
Okay, that's fair. So next, this is an interesting one. This was one of the ones I had also last year. It's a long question, that's why it's near the top, so we have time to talk. So the story event, The Birth of the Savior, is it features survivors morphed into forms representing themselves within the dreaming. In the background, there's grotesque creatures that represents Keratosis, Dormenitus, and Lucinea.
Yeah.
Any details on them? Would they be considered entities?
Within the
like
world of KD?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And are what was it? The forms. The forms they take, they wear like dreamcatcher feathers because they're associated with saviors. Dreamcatcher feathers have been they're like color context clues and stuff for them. What's the symbolism of dreamcatchers and saviors?
Well, the original savior design was done by Yasmin Putri. And then I worked on a male version of the same savior with this guy, Joshua Dunbar. He also did the artwork that you see in The Birth of the Savior. That kind of like, sort of almost religiously flared image of the survivors.
Snake and stuff.
Yeah. Dreamcatchers and the idea that the savior's feet are, covered in soot from walking through the dreaming are kind of part of what the dreaming is about, so to speak.
Oh, okay.
And it's we've teased at it and hinted enough where I think I could be a little bit more forthcoming, wherein you have this entity, right?
Yes.
Who sort of shares its life force by allowing the saviors to sort of have access to the dreaming. So it needs the saviors in order for it to exist. And by doing so, it allows them into its sort of like subdomain.
Oh, okay.
Where the saviors sort of both physically and mentally exist. When they're there, it allows them access to each other.
Oh.
But like the memories and the way it kind of works within human cognition isn't always exactly straightforward.
Oh, cool. Oh, so
and then in simple terms, the aspects of the dreaming are sort of avatars that dwell there. And writing-wise, I'm not sure why they're trapped there just yet, because we haven't entered into a sort of piece of the lore that explores that further.
Yeah.
So I've written it to a certain extent, and then I've kind of paused it until we get back to it.
Okay. No, yeah, that makes sense. Awesome. So we've got questions on the newest expansion. We got Red Witches here. Reveals much more of the world's history than we're used to.
Yes.
Like only the Squire campaign and Killennium have given us this as far back behind the curtain as this
I think I mentioned it yesterday, but going back to my folders from like 2007 was very satisfying.
Yes.
Very satisfying.
So I
finally get to like show some of this.
Yeah. Oh, yes. And it's definitely some deep cuts.
Hell yeah.
So I've got one question for each of the three new Secret Fighting Arts.
Yep.
Good for all three?
We'll see what's asked.
All right.
I think that's fair.
So Man with the Golden Back, that's the first one we'll talk about. This event is it's Nico's. I forget which one. But this is one that ties to the Holy Lands and tells a story about someone born in the Holy Lands, spending times there, getting, it seems like annoyed with the hustle and bustle of a city, and then they climb to a tower and they curse out the So
that is the. Sorry, let me ask you a question first.
that's pretty much it. Who is this figure that's
So
being alluded to?
that is the average life cycle of a Holy Land.
Oh, okay.
And it's showing you, how they're born. It's sort of a little horrific, and then they're taken by one of the mothers to the wet nurse, where they are then, sort of given a cocktail of hormones, and then they grow into being one of the basic laborers that supports the area. Because the Holy Lands, the sort of idea behind it is there's a super powerful entity that has no physical form. Like a lot of entities in Kingdom Death, very vain.
Yeah, golden entity.
Yeah. And it's trying to sort of physically manifest itself by building, in a way, an anthill of a civilization.
Yeah.
So that if it manages to get far enough and they make the perfect vessel for itself, which would be like one of the perfect chosens, maybe it could descend into it. And that's its goal.
Oh.
And everything it's built from that is by, again, Kingdom Death really likes to explore the relationships between things that are like humans, survivors, and these more complex life cycle and ecosystem creatures and entities.
Yes.
So it's having a sort of almost, I don't want to say parasitic, but more of an influential relationship where it's using them to build this for itself over eons and eons and eons. It's also the type of entity it is in Kingdom Death is it's static. It cannot leave its place of power, unlike other entities which can wander. So it's stuck there. Therefore, that's all it has resource to.
Oh, yeah, okay. Oh, yeah, that's cool.
The ones that are stuck or fixed are usually way more powerful.
Oh, okay. So that's why it's so aggressive in taking over more land.
Exactly.
Because it has a domain. Oh, okay, cool. Domain restrictions.
Yeah.
So we go to the next, which is Princess and the Dragon. This one's Brawls. Yes, this is the one with the Forsaker.
Yeah.
So the other one was Nico's. We see the creation of the Butcher. Does this finally confirm a singular Butcher?
It is the creation of the Forsaker, but not necessarily the same titular Butcher we see in Settlements.
Oh, okay. Oh, interesting.
They both share the mask.
That's what I was going to say, because that's how we kind of clued in on it. Because the mask that you get, the Butcher's mask, is unique. So that means it would only be one of them. So if that was meant to be that Gladiator's mask, who was taken by the Tyrant, that's how we came to the conclusion maybe it was a singular, finally. So is it meant to be a singular? Or just having to... It makes sense to be multiple.
There can be... The mask can have different owners, but there's still just one mask.
Okay.
That Forsaker is not the Butcher. It's the Forsaker from the original character classes that we made it for Kingdom Death way back in the day.
Okay.
So you have the Forsaker, the Twilight Knight, the Savior, the White Speaker, and the Preacher. It's that character. But it's sort of showing, where the mask came from and how it can have an effect on its owner.
Yes, that was definitely clear. Is it like it's like expounding upon Millennium in the story that was in Millennium about the Tyrant and the Princess?
Yeah.
Okay. Third, we have Escape the Grand Library. This is Sears then.
Dude, I want to make a comic or an animation about this story so badly.
Oh, of just the Grand Library? Yeah.
Again, like, you guys know, and I think this is like a divisive thing for me to say, but the way I design Kingdom Death is very exploratory. I am not the type of writer who sits down and has all of the answers at once and then compacts that into the story. Instead, I work much more organically, as if I'm kind of going to Kingdom Death to explore it myself. And there are very hard world-building rules that exist, and as we continue to expand Kingdom Death and bring more and more things to the fans and our audience, it's almost like some of the questions we have as we're exploring the world are already answered. We just have to find them.
Yes.
So I already know how the Watcher works and what it's about, and I knew that the basic idea of what happened at the library, but it was just like bone-chilling in a way to like sit down, think about it, review everything we had, and come to the conclusion that there's only one answer on how this works.
Yes.
Right? And it was like,
yeah,
really, really cool.
Yeah,
I think that's one of my favorite stories.
It's a cool story, yeah. It explains the fall of the Twilight Order.
Yeah. So the story, I wrote it out initially. I gave it to Anna, and then she sort of, put it back together in a way that was more sensible for that particular story event. But to sort of expand on it a little bit, it is a group of survivors who settle around, an entity where it seems safe, and they are fearful of it waking up. So they tell it bedtime stories.
Yep.
And over time, because it's a watcher and it's consuming the knowledge, they begin to forget the bedtime stories they're telling it. And the creature grows more powerful, and the survivors themselves grow more powerful, so they start to build a culture around telling this thing bedtime stories. And eventually it builds and builds and builds. They become literary masters, and it's as their world is expanding, the Watcher's power is also expanded because they're pumping it full of its favorite thing constantly. It doesn't know that it's fictional, which is sort of ironic. Not all of it's fictional, a lot of fictional.
Yeah.
And then as it grows in power and power and power, there's more of kind of like a dead zone. You can imagine if you had a library and you were doing your job, either transcribing stories from hunters into books or writing fiction to be told to this thing, coming in the next day and another rack of shelves, all the books are empty again. And you're like, oh shit. So you have to back up and do it again and again. And eventually it gets so strong that they forget that it's there at all.
Yep.
And then it finally wakes up and you have this super fed watcher, which is awesome.
Yeah.
It's such a cool story.
Yes. Everything you just explained is also conveyed so well within that story, so you nailed it. Then the only thing...
it's weird. It feels like it's all there.
Yeah.
But, because we're working on lots of things at once, and there's all these old notes from the beginning of this project, it's really a lot like finding it. And when you find it, it's very satisfying.
The only question that we had on it, because that was very well written, it was very clear, so this is a very simple question for compared to what else we're at to talk about. It's basically just was this the catalyst for them becoming the Order, or were they already like in possession? Were they already have
the fall
Twilight?
Of the Order.
Well, I meant because of the Twilight. Were they already Twilight Knights? They already have swords.
Yep.
Oh, they already had it before the Watcher even woke up. Okay, that
was what scattered them, and you end up with these secret libraries, typically with one Twilight Knight and one archivist with whatever they had, and they're still trying to fulfill their role, ensuring that survivors survive.
All right. Yep. Awesome. So here we go. Can you go into more detail about the fourth dimensional nature of kings?
Not really, because you're talking about like insane, sort of like collapsing dimensionalities.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Quantum physics is probably not something I'm a major in.
Yeah.
But there probably are some specific questions I can't answer. Did you guys glean why there are super resources inside the king?
Not really. I guess not.
The mineral that's in there.
Oh, death metal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I have some questions about death metal.
Okay.
But it is the fourth dimension that they tap into. Just to get into it, is that also explains their movement. That explains ghost stepping and everything. Is it like a fourth dimensional? All right.
Well, I don't want to confirm or deny, because if we revisit it in a way that has to sort of make more sense game mechanically, I'll reserve that. But
sure,
there is definitely something going on.
Yeah, we're following the right breadcrumb.
Right, because the king is like a flower that blooms into a labyrinth. And it's kind of like, well, what does that actually mean? And it gets kind of complex pretty fast.
Yeah.
So instead of focusing on I don't know what you'd call it, scientific doctrine of how that might work.
Yeah, sure.
We focused instead on the effects it would have on the survivors and what they interact with first.
Perfect.
Death metal is a mineral created by the forces of these things contracting or growing in a way that is normally physically impossible.
Yes.
similar to the way minerals are formed by pressure.
Oh, so it's got like organic quality to it. Oh, that might explain my next question.
All right.
So here's the next question. We've seen from the recent release a Blood Mage.
Yeah.
That she's able to escape in and out of the labyrinth via death metal.
Yeah.
And ghost geometry, ghost step, those kind of things that we just talked about. Are all kings connected to the same unified place, or are they each their own labyrinth?
They are each their own labyrinth.
Interesting. Okay.
But a lot of them are grown in the same place.
Oh, okay. So the source is the same.
Saplings are coming from a singular garden.
Okay. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. I think that's kind of hint towards the dreamism too, then.
A little bit.
All right.
A little bit, yeah. And you'll find out a little bit more about that in Screaming God.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, now I can't wait more now.
Again, it's moments in the world building where it's like, oh shit, it's basically already written.
Yeah.
That's spooky.
Yeah.
It's cool though.
The Dark Place from the Slenderman expansion.
Yep.
Is this part of Kingdom Death somehow?
Yeah.
Well, I meant the King one. That's what I meant.
The King one? Not currently. We wanted to write it as more of a invasive species of plants.
Okay.
It's not connected to a king.
Yeah, because with the pod imprisonment and stuff like that. Okay. This is very. What's up with the Child of Lightning that you find in the Lightning Forest?
I mean, it's call it a embellishment or a placeholder for future exploration, if that makes sense.
Sure. Yeah.
The king itself, because it is sort of like an exploration into the energy that makes up life. Mm-hmm. It's sort of like almost an accidental bit of life that it made. And
yes.
There's not a lot of organic matter that's created while the king is growing. There is decomposing matter that appears to help break things down when it's dying.
Okay.
So the Child of Lightning is sort of like, it's like an irregularity or abnormality that can happen from this process.
Oh, okay. That makes sense, because there's going to be dead survivors in there too and stuff. The Armory settlement location can be pulled from Kingdom Death.
Yeah.
And the Rare Gear One Eye shares the same ciphertext as all the Armory gear. Does this imply that the Cyclops Knight has been expelled from Kingdom Death?
It implies that the smith of the forge or the armory there is something that it is either involved in or has worked on. It doesn't necessarily say he's been kicked out of it.
So let me rephrase. Is One Eye a direct reference to Cyclops Knight then?
Yeah.
Okay. Because that's how we kind of drew to that. Because if he's using that language, the same as all the Armory.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So he hasn't been expelled. He's just worked on it at some point.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's sort of like the grand master weaponsmith in the universe.
Yeah.
He's
Awesome.
been a lot of places.
Yeah. Yeah. Last year you make fun of that he explained he worked for the Holy Lands too, making the steel shield and stuff. So, that's it. Next one here. You've mentioned the Cyclops has crafted the steel shield and steel sword for the Golden Entity.
Yeah.
Is Cyclops essentially an entity for hire, just wandering around?
Yeah. It's like, again, since the survivors interact with him, its goals and necessities to life are not directly connected to regular life cycles. So, yeah, you can call him an entity for hire.
Awesome. No, it's conveyed. So far, you're killing it with conveying stuff because pretty much it looks like we're doing it.
Yeah.
We see the Order Weaponsmith shop entry that they're the ones who craft the Twilight Swords.
Yeah.
We also know that they appear, the Twilight Swords, not the Weaponsmiths, they appear out of the Dreaming hunt event.
Yeah.
You wake up with one. Can you explain the origin of Twilight Swords?
I can't, because that's totally spoiler for future product that is already kind of in the works.
Sure.
But there's a lot of, there's a lot of thought around them. And the particular mineral they're made out of is, otherworldly, so to speak.
Yeah, does that explain the sentience? Okay. Yeah. Sure. Then we'll go on. You've talked in the past.
They're the only weapons in the game world that cannot break.
Oh.
Cannot be broken.
Oh, wow.
Under any circumstance.
Oh, wow. I was not expecting that. Oh, that's something to think about.
Yeah.
I'll have to think about that. You talked about in the past your interest in latency or genetic memory.
Yes.
In survivors.
I mean, in reality, it's insane. Like,
yes.
Like, we have no idea how this works.
Yes. Like, what do you mean? Like our organic fear of the dark or something like that, right?
Sure. Or like that cats know to go to the litter box.
Yes.
Like, how do you just know this?
How do you just know? Yep.
Because we have genetic memory, even though it's not very well understood.
Yes. So is the vault an exploration of this?
The vault is an explanation of mind palaces and genetic memory, and sort of the idea that if this thing was built up enough over time, right, would it eventually manifest into like a shared subconscious space?
Yes.
You know, another really stupid thing to bring up is like one of these dumb questions there, you know, you're in the night staring at the sky and you're younger, and it's just like, how come every culture has its own dragon? Why is that there?
Yeah.
Is it just because they're cool? Is it just because lizards were dangerous? Are we remembering like a before time? But we all have it.
Yeah.
So, well, that's like a very silly example to draw from reality. It's a similar sort of exploration. And Kingdom Death it's unknown how many cycles of generations there are. And that's by design. You don't know. But if you were to like put this into a top speed spin, and we're looking at like millions and millions and millions and millions of years of survivor cycles, like what happens to that genetic memory? What happens to the white speakers who have a very different relationship with it? And those are explorations into sort of that thought.
Yes. Oh man, you are killing it this year. So the Red Witch expansion, also with this, introduces the secret fighting art for the vault.
Yeah.
Where it shows it looks like a file cabinet drawer where they're accessing a brain.
Yeah.
And then the 10th anniversary had the Volkey earring that help you mute your disorders, mute, I don't know, whatever you want to call it. Is this like this? Is it like an example of the plasticity of a survivor's mind?
Yeah.
All right. And then with the newest one we got is the Candy with her refrain, where she's got like a puzzle in her head. She's like FLCL, man. Like just pulls a puzzle piece right out of her head. Is it the same concept?
Not for her. Hers is like a very strong CBT exercise, cognitive behavioral theory, where if you are, for people who are very anxious, CBT and some of the trainings can be very helpful. And one of the things during the pandemic that a friend shared with me, because my stress levels are out of fucking control, trying to like manage the team and with the media, trying to scare the shit out of us in New York. And he was like, I've been doing therapy for like almost 2 decades. Most of it's useless, but there's one thing that helped me. I'll tell you. Or what is it? It's like, take whatever it is that's bothering you, write it down on a piece of paper, and then throw that piece of paper away. Or you can pretend like you're plucking it from your head physically, being like, now that it's out of my head and it's just words, it can't really bother me. You don't throw it away, you don't make a big drama out of it, you just kind of let it go.
Yep.
And I found that to be helpful when my paranoia was getting too high.
Oh yeah.
So I brought that back in for Candy, I ended up becoming kind of a bittersweet project.
Yes.
Because I was friends with John, and we...
From Ninja, or Soda Pop Minis.
Soda Pop, yeah. And we all kind of started this journey making games around the same time. And we shared some sculptors, Thomas David and Jack. Sculpted a lot of their original models.
Yes, the one you see in her art.
Exactly.
That she's holding, yep.
So with them sort of in a position where it's unknown if they're ever going to kind of like come back and finish the promises they made. I wanted Candy to reflect us honoring our friendship and the agreement we had with her, where she's coming to terms with the memories that she had and letting them go. And that's why she's the only wanderer that stays in the settlement.
Yes.
Because at this time, she doesn't have another home.
Yep. Yes.
And the artist who did that, on Lee, did a lot of work for Soda Pop. So it all kind of came together.
Yeah, that's so cool.
Which is a lot
of you
from
to do that.
what is like, essentially a mascot character.
Yes. No, that's so cool that you were able to pull all those people back from that.
It felt good.
From Relic Night.
Yeah.
I think was So that was very cool. Yeah, and it shows through because her hair color changes. You can tell she's feeling better. It's really cool. The art is so cool. And now, with what you just mentioned on this should, I guess, I'll ask it, but I think we just touched on it.
Okay.
Last year you mentioned that the world itself is in a constant cycle.
Yeah.
And you just talked about it again. So can you explain what these world cycles are?
The world cycle, we were experimenting with showing off in Titan. The will they, won't they card game. Mm-hmm. So I'd rather save it for that. But I will say that the scribe is a character who's trying to interrupt or do something within that cycle for personal gain.
And just for clarity, just for anybody's watching, so they have to look it up, that you pitched that as a card game between entities.
Yes. Well, it's changed a bit, but it's more like something that's much further back than this. Yeah.
Much more macro than Okay. All right, cool. Last year, you mentioned that the version of the Lamplighter in the core game is different from the point of its life cycle that we see in the Gambler's Chest.
Yeah.
Can you go into more detail of how long this thing's lived, or
long?
Is it has it always been? Is it that kind of long?
I mean, probably. I don't have a genesis mapped out for that creature, but so long as there have been lanterns, there's been the Lamplighter.
So what do you vision look like back on the settlement event? Because it kind of explains almost what seems to be a survivor humanish person who's igniting lanterns.
It's probably the current mapping for it is it's related to the phenomena the Watcher has when it's sleeping and producing lanterns constantly.
Oh, cool!
Because those are all the Watcher is feeding off the electrical impulse that signals the protein to create memories. That's what it's eating. And because of that, it's byproduct, which looks like lanterns to the survivors. It's poop, so to speak, has an effect on the environment. And the idea is it had an effect on, when nature shifts one way, something else always comes up the other way.
Oh, that's so cool.
And that's the Lamplighter.
Oh, that's so cool.
I'm telling you, as we go, the world keeps getting kind of more interesting. Because it answers itself. It's so wild.
Give yourself credit. It's always been interesting. I've been here for 3 years now.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I really do.
The Constellation cards. Oh, wait, I skipped one.
I feel like when you're designing and world building, there's never too many questions.
Yes.
But you don't want to put all of that into the writing because that's not, or at least for, not everyone wants to read just a lore document. Some people really do. Simulacrum, that's some people oh yeah. Mm-hmm. But for me, I like stories.
No, yes.
So I want to always present the best parts of what we've come up with.
Yes.
And that's sort of where we like to be.
No, I think, and like I said, with the Red Witches, even you explaining it, the way you've written the text is pretty much, there wasn't much of a question here. I just asked it, you reconfirmed it. Okay. So that's really great.
Well, I did the madness, Anna did the writing, so credit where credit's due.
All right. Well, thank you, Anna.
Yeah.
The entities are often referred to as using astrological terms. Stars, constellations, things like that. Is there a difference between these, or are they just all interchangeable?
A lot of the entities, many of them can look down onto the world. Like where you see the tyrant and he lights up the sky.
Yes.
And there's the faces up there. Mm-hmm. So that's sort of why they're named that.
Okay.
That's all.
All right. Yeah. So they're
because they can physically be up there looking down.
Yes. Yeah, I think we see that at the end of Brave.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Yep.
I think we just actually saw it again in one of the Wanderers. I can't remember. Death Drifter, I think also. When he dies, there's Awesome. The intro story event for the Sunstalker expansion talks about an entity and the shadow and how it creates the sun. You remember that one a whole bunch? But we see the sun itself is more, it's like, basically, what's the dynamic between these two?
To be explored in the Moonstalker.
Oh, okay. All right. Some ringtail stuff? Maybe I got some ringtail stuff here.
Could be related. All right.
So we'll go to this was, I'm just going to say this is amazing. The thing you did, the Mox, the Apostle, the beta card, it's such a cool concept. I really love that, where you get to alter the starting survivor and stuff. Yep. And the dual meaning of that word, like a note in the ledger of a book. So, perfect. So now after that now, the beta of Mox Apostle showed an entity intervening with her, giving her the beating heart staff. This entity appears in the Gambler's Chest book as well, playing with the scribe, the hand, and the sculptor at the table, and it's labeled as the banker.
Yeah.
The banker role. Is that the golden entity?
No.
Okay. Because the golden entity is formless, as you mentioned, and you just explained that. So again, so the reason why we're drawing to that is because the heart's it's a Manhunter's heart.
It is a Manhunter's heart.
So, care to go into who that is, that face, and the Gamble Chess then, this Gamble Chess rulebook?
I think I'll pause on that for the time being.
Okay, fair enough. But it's not the golden entity, so that's something. The balls of the dreamer is implied to originate from the world tree over which the mountain man meditates. In the Inverted Mountain campaign, the ring-tailed fox god watches over this tree as its fruits. How did the gambler acquire this fruit?
That is like hardcore mountain man campaign stuff.
Okay.
It's hinted at with luck a little bit.
Yep.
We probably won't go into exact details on how the gambler ended up with it, but he's the gambler, so probably lost a bet.
Yeah. All right. No, well, I mean, at least the question tracks then, so we are putting the pieces together.
Yep.
All right. The Tomb of Excellence hunt event mentions a mural showing a hero carrying a human-sized, or a human fruit. Is this
Which one?
The Tomb of Excellence. It was changed in 1.3 to 1.5. So the 1.3 version talks about a mural of a Titan-like guy holding a human fruit.
Yeah.
A fruit, it's like world-sized fruit that made humans.
Yep.
Is that the gambler? Or is it another
bigger.
example of this?
What the gambler's holding is like an insanely small fruit.
Oh, okay. In comparison to that.
Yeah.
Okay. And I just explained, that is the 1.3 and the 1.5, they vary.
Yeah.
Did you ever wish you could go back, if there was another, did you ever want to do more, or from 1.3 to 1.5, did you wish you'd done more hunt tweaks, or
No.
is that like a future thing? You might want to tweak some hunt events some more?
If when we reprint the hunts, we might tweak little things here and there, but for the most part, I'm pretty happy with them.
Oh, all right. Yeah, I mean, it's cool that little changes went in there like that.
Yeah.
That's a cool place to put it in the mural and stuff. In the Frog Dog Scramble to Survive,
Yeah.
that's the one where the hero's falling off. Looking down, you can see the settlement below them. The settlement below appears to be being engulfed by red tendrils stretching across the horizon.
That's sort of a placeholder for a settlement event in the Inverted Mountain campaign.
Okay, because it alludes towards a lore blurb that was included with the Lagomorph survivors, where there'd be like Lagomorphs up in a very long, stretchy Lagomorphs that would come down. Are these is that the tendrils, or is it different? Okay. Are there any story threads or clues that you've put into the game that you're surprised that no one's discussed?
No, I wish I checked more on what you guys were discussing and talking about. I'm usually so sort of mono-focused on the needs of the day that I don't get enough time for kind of just community engagement or, better yet, community fly-on-the-wall stuff.
Yeah.
I should make more time for it because it's awesome, but I don't typically track to see what everyone's sort of chattering about. The best indication I get is when we have these chats every year, or sometimes when team members come over and tell me about it.
Oh, yeah.
It doesn't come from a lack of desire. It's just...
Oh, no, I
got a lot of promises to finish, guys.
Yeah.
I want to get done by 2027. That's my goal right now, so gotta stay focused.
You've said the Goldsmoke Knight is an elemental guardian.
Yes.
Of a sort.
Of the Holy Lands.
Yes. What other knights that we've seen, whether expansion or just monster thing, would qualify as this? So, for example, we have Flower Knight. Someone's winning
Sick.
Red Witches. Yeah.
Sick.
So, for example, we've seen Cat Eater Knight. Flower Knight. Scissors Knight, any of those, what other ones that we've seen would qualify as
the Scissor Knights are absolutely sort of elemental gardeners of the, Nightmare Pond.
Oh, okay.
And the Flower Knight is not the Gardener or not the Elemental Knight for the entire Abyssal Woods, but for part of it. The Black Knight's in an interesting place because it's kind of a knight by happenstance, right? But if enough time passed and it got to continue its life cycle, it might become sort of an elemental for that area.
Oh,
But
interesting.
it's quite early in its like lifespan in comparison to the other ones.
Oh, see, that's really interesting. So, like, how big is like the area? Because I would assume the Citadel's on the inverted mountain.
Yeah,
So would it be the inverted mountains night, or would it be
it's a Citadel's Knight.
just the Citadels? Okay. We know you like to include lore rationales behind the game mechanics, like fighting arts and represented by Lux Morexia.
Yeah.
Right. So for the physical stuff, there's a lore reason for it too.
Yeah.
Is the dwelling from the Sin a canon location to the game?
We're thinking about it.
Yeah, we talked.
It would be a little bit too tongue-in-cheek to just be like, do you fight, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
But like, the world is built in a way where it wouldn't be too, you know, like it could, but I'd rather explore that within a sim. Like, what's out there when we finally let you open the front door? Which would be sick.
Yeah. Besides the train? Maybe there is no train.
There's a train. You know, the idea is it's supposed to be, well, it's a digital thing, but it's supposed to be a physical place.
Yeah. Well, yesterday we discussed Virus Night, and that's such an awesome idea. I was thinking about it even after we discussed it. That's such a cool idea. So
It's, you know, it's one thing, the ideas and then the work involved. I need to be able to pull the things together a bit faster so we can see them. So I think the ideas are good.
yeah.
The heavy lifts, though.
The Clenium Butcher vignette was shown that Lori was Alistair's archivist,
Yep.
or forgot.
Yep.
But at the end, it shows he's kind of gone off and done his own thing. She's looking for him.
Yep.
But he doesn't. He has an axe, not his Twilight Sword or whatever.
Yep.
He's got a head in a sack too, tied. It looked like in Watcher wrappings almost.
Yep.
Is that going to be continued in some or?
At some point, yeah.
All right.
In simple terms, like, something happened that Lori decided that she needed to forget.
Okay.
And once she had long forgotten it, she wished she could remember because she didn't know what it was anymore. And that's her wish, is to remember. In her ending, she does remember, and it's bad.
Oh, yeah.
So now she has to go fix shit.
All right.
And the, depiction of the Twilight Knight at the end is, a sort of suggestion as to where that's going.
Oh yeah, classic comic book ending of a character walking forward to progress the story.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
Looking totally different.
Yeah.
What's happening?
Yep. That was the best way to end a comic. Of course it would end like that. Can you clarify how Brave plus Hollow, so that's the one where, she's dead, in quotes,
Right.
'cause she's Hollow, I'm just saying. So,
Yep.
and then Brave's got her, and he's got all the heads and everything. But can you clarify how, is that like another ending to Clenium? Because the ones we have where if
Are you
Brave
talking about
survives,
the Halloween figure?
yeah, because
That's like a expansion on the Brave and Hollow ending.
oh, okay.
Brave is on his way to Deadheim.
So she died after the Clenium Butcher somehow.
She's kind of already dead, right?
That's
His
why I
armor.
said dead
Yeah.
with quotes for her, but
So Brave's on the way to Deadheim.
but she's cut in half.
to try to get one of the ghostly pumpkins so he can restore her actual form.
oh,
That's what
okay.
that's about.
So it's okay, cool.
Yeah.
So okay, because I was going to say because with Brave they both need to be there.
The ghostly pumpkins are attached to the Halloween entity, which has a ridiculous name the team makes fun of me about all the time.
oh, Gozarius.
Gozarius, the Pale Turnip King.
Yes, the Pale Turnip King. That's right. Don't worry, I got you back.
They don't want me to canonize it. I fucking love the name.
He is canonized. He's on a mini in a book.
Yeah, it's too late.
It's
done.
too late.
It's
I
done.
agree.
But he is another location-based entity that can't leave its area. And within that area, things have sort of eternal life through the regenerative means of the ghostly pumpkins.
Yes.
So it's kind of like KD Cemetery in a way.
Yes.
Once you're in it, you can't leave it, but you still get to be alive.
Yes.
So
All right.
in that, again, a Halloween figure, so Brave is canonically in that ending trying to restore her body finally.
All right.
Versus her ending where she gets reborn, right?
All right, now that we're talking, I would love to talk Deadheim, but we didn't talk about it because we thought maybe it was a Halloween thing. But I would love to talk about it for a second.
We have a commitment to our Lagomorphs and our Halloween releases and our Black Friday releases, and I really, coming out of the pandemic, I was like, I don't want to make things that are throwaway.
Yes.
I want to make things that continue to layer. So if we're going to do these holidays, they need to eventually be something.
Yes.
And, similarly with our Xmas figures, we've sort of rebranded them to Deathmas.
Yes.
And we have the ridiculous Atmos party he throws.
Yes.
Which gives us plenty of room to explore that.
Oh, we're getting more gifts. I know this isn't more, but right, more gifts coming? Okay, good.
Yeah.
All right, back to Deadheim. I got to ask now, it wasn't on the list. I'm going to go off the list here.
Okay, off the list. Question 31.
Yes.
I do have to be over there by 6, so that's my cutoff. We can continue this offline, but just so you know.
Sure. I'll be quick. Got to talk about now.
Okay.
But Urza's the guardian of the gate of that place.
Yeah.
Oh, can we talk about that? Why is it Urza? Is she dead?
At that point, yeah.
And the guardian of the gate keeps them from leaving, so that means wandering spirits want to leave. Oh.
That's part of the reason they're trapped there.
Oh my gosh. Oh, that's such a cool place. I hope we do. Oh my gosh.
It's like a little Niflheim.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh. It seemed almost like too Halloween coded to be real canon, so we never talked about it. But
I think as we get closer to actually maybe having a release in these more exploratory areas, we will bring things back in to feel more KD. But for now, it's kind of in the spirit of Halloween, here's a KD figure.
Yes.
And a KD story.
Yes.
And as that grows, it'll become more and more and more, I think, canon and core feeling.
Well, okay. It's amazing. I lied. It was actually on here. It was Arius and Urza Deadheim. So I lied. Okay, 29. Even I can't remember. I got so excited. The Bone Eater Showdown. The exclusive terrain is exclusive to their Showdown, which would be the stone fingers and stuff. Those represent because Meroism causes you to grow. Is there an upper cap on how big they can get? Are those stone figures huge bone eaters? Or?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Are we ever going to
really old ones?
Is it ever going to explore stuff like that? A huge, gigantic bone eater?
I'd rather explore what the bone eater city might look like.
All right. So yeah, cool. Last one. This one's a deep cut.
All right.
Entobra. Do you remember Entobra?
Yes.
Of course you do.
The illustration was by Q.
Yes. Sick illustration.
I miss you. Q, if you watch this, I miss you too. We had such a great sprint together.
Yeah.
And then, as it goes,
Lanternism,
director, artists, we just kind of it fizzled out.
Yeah.
But that was an awesome time when we were working together.
Some of the philosophy books. Verminism,
just
Lanternism.
Yeah. And if you look at his recent comic collaborations, very KD influenced.
Yes, they are. I could talk about.
I think I might have had a permanent effect on him.
I can't
which is
keep
cool.
talking about all this stuff. Yeah, I know. He's got the newest one I saw had a maid laying across a stone face. Yeah. Oh, you're getting me off track.
Okay.
Last one. Entobra's lore really, really stands out. Did the pariah torture her to make her hate the white speakers so much? She's out to kill all white speakers, but she isn't a red witch.
I like that theory. Maybe that'll be a guiding point. Might like it more than what we have currently sort of penned out.
Okay,
leave it at that.
All right. Well, that's it then. Thank you so much for doing this again.
Yeah, my pleasure.
This is so fun.
It is fun.
So hopefully everyone enjoys.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for taking the time.
Of course.
Thank you
Always.
for having so much fun, talking, laughing about all this stuff.
It's been a ridiculous and fun journey, and that I don't know. Maybe I'm getting ahead of myself, but it feels like the next 2-3 years are going to be pretty exceptional.
Oh, well, I mean, the Wanderers and Red Witches are definitely exceptional. I'm super psyched. So again, thank you so much for joining me. Everyone play Kingdom Death. Everyone get into the lore.
Yeah.
Thank you, Adam Poots.
Thank you.
Yeah.